evening, gorgeous people. I'm Aaron Ryan, and welcome to the Big Brother finale preview interview. Tonight, I'm talking to all grand finalists, Taras, Reggie, and Johnson. This interview is with Reggie. She won our hearts as the winner of Big Brother Australia in 2003. In 24 hours, she could be crowned the winner all over again. She brings new meaning to the term Aussie battler and brings as many smiles as she does tears. Reggie, thank you for joining me tonight.
Oh, thank you, Aaron, for having me. Looking forward to speaking to you.
All right, maybe you won't. Maybe we're going to... I might end up crying. Who knows what's going to happen here? But Reggie, the trolls out there, they're not going to dictate this interview tonight, but they can have one question for this interview. So for the probably two idiots out there, are you faking your eyesight issues? And then a follow-up with that, does the fact that some people think that, does that hurt you at all?
Oh, my goodness. I want to educate these people. I really do. I just would, what do they have in their heads? What is a blind person meant to look like? Like, are they meant to have big, thick black glasses, their guide dog, their cane, and sit at home and do nothing? Is that what they think? I'm not faking my eyesight. I've got I can't even say the bloody word. It's retinitis pigmentosa. So it's a genetic disease which I got diagnosed with after my last Big Brother back in it was after Big Brother. So I would have got diagnosed in 2004, I think it was. So yeah, it's not fake. And to say why would someone want to fake being blind is beyond me. So I'm hanging on to my 9 degrees of pinhole vision that I've got. And yes. So when they did diagnose me, they said I would be blind within 15 years, totally blind, all gone. And that's now been 19 years. So I'm just, hanging on to what I've got left. So to the trolls, no, I'm not faking it. And look up retinitis pigmentosa and get out of your heads what you have in your heads. What a blind, low vision. Yeah, I just don't get it. Do they troll Paralympians who are blind and go out and play sport? Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
They probably do. So just so we do know, what exactly can you see right now, like in terms of your vision at the moment?
Yeah, so because I don't have peripheral, I can't see beside, above, below, and I have no night vision. And I always say to how to explain it, it's like looking through a straw. So it's just like pinhole vision. And also, again, I say, like, I could see a pen across the other side of the room, but I will trip over 100 elephants to get to that pen. I don't see anything in front of me, close up in front of me. Yeah.
All right, totally different direction. Tell me about baby girl Regina growing up. What did the family dynamic look like, and what kind of upbringing did you have?
Oh, wow. Growing up, well, I grew up in a pretty rough area, housing commission area down in Tassie. So, yeah, Rokeby. And my dad was a merchant seaman, so he was always away for months on end at sea. My mum's a paranoid schizophrenic, so she was in and out of the mental hospitals. And, yeah, so it was a tough life growing up, very hard. And it was always a battle, yeah. So, but it's made me a strong person growing up that way.
So when you got to your teenage years and stuff, what were your hopes and dreams? I mean, what did you want to do in terms of maybe starting a career or traveling?
Yeah, I always wanted to travel. But my dream was to be a chef. I always wanted to be a chef because I love cooking. And back in those days, you had to have level 2 maths, and I failed maths at school, so no one would take me on for an apprenticeship. And then my next goal was to become an air hostess, but I was too short.
Oh.
Then, so I ended up waitressing. I waitressed, and then I ended up meeting this guy and ended up working down at the Cambridge kitchen with my first boyfriend. And I stayed in that place for 12 years.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how old were you when you met your first husband, and what age did you get married?
I was 21 when I got married.
Oh, young.
Yeah, my first marriage. So quite young. We were together for 12 years, me and Adrian. So yeah, 21. It's just so young. Hard to when I look back on it. But yeah, I was so in love and just wanted to, yeah, be married and run this business with my husband.
Mm. So you were married, you had the fish and chip shop in Tassie, setting up your life. You won Big Brother. You had the opportunity for financial stability and a marriage. When you won Big Brother and got back home, did you think at that point, like straight after you won Big Brother, that that was the start of a magical life moving forward?
Gosh, after the you know what changed? Like coming back home, like it was crazy. It was really crazy because back then, you know, Big Brother was phenomenal, and
Mm.
I couldn't even walk down the street, so I had to have two security guards with me for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
You know, yeah, I couldn't go anywhere without being mobbed, and one of the security guards was funny. He used to work for Jennifer Lopez, and he said he's never seen anything like this. Like he said, it was insane. Um, so I went back to the shop, and busloads tourists would come in, big busloads of tourists, and they just come in and just stand there and stare at me. And I'm like, oh, I felt like I was in a zoo, like this little animal in the zoo, and everyone's just watching me. And I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't do it. And then, you know, mine and Adrian's marriage broke down, and yes, and
I'm just,
I left.
I guess I'm just
Yeah,
wondering though that I know obviously what happened after that, but was when you got out of Big Brother, you were married, you had a business. Is it that point though, before all of that happened, that you thought like, this is my life, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be magical, I've won this money, and it's everything's going to be great? I mean, obviously you didn't know what was going to happen, but were you
yeah.
excited at that point about what was happening?
Oh, yes, yes, yeah. I thought, oh, this is going to change everything. Yeah, it's going to change my life. It's going to give me, you know, great opportunities. But unfortunately, none of that happened. So, and I put a lot of that down to the management. You know, like we had to sign a contract and was with Harry and Miller, a 2.5 year contract, and yeah, not much happened after that. It was weird because I was so loved. I was the most talked about person in Australia. Everyone loved me, but nothing happened.
Hmm. Well, for those that are not aware, I guess it's fair to say life came crashing down after that. Reggie's husband was unfaithful, and most of the money was gone on a range of things, including Reggie's ex-husband's debt. Some money was scammed, and there was some misfortunes. So single, broke, down and out. How dark was that for you during that time? I mean, it's obvious that it would
Yeah,
be horrible, but how dark was it really?
yeah, it was lonely. It was very lonely. Like I said, like everyone loved me, but I was so lonely. It was crazy. So, you know, like I paid off the house and I left that to Adrian and moved to Sydney and got scammed. Like this guy made out he was a TV producer and he scammed me out of 40 grand and then trying to get a job was hard because no one would take me seriously as well. So 2 years of trying to get a job, living on rent, paying rent, and so that's where all the money went. You know, and it was tough, and yeah, and I was like, wow, I'm really really sad deep inside. I was sad.
Well, you're in a new relationship and you married Dale, the father of your two beautiful children. Were you thinking at that time, like at that exact moment when you got married, this is now I guess 3.0, and it's a fresh start, and maybe take two in finding happiness.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get married again, but I did, and had beautiful Mia and Lucas, and during that time of the marriage as well was a time when I had to hand my driver's license in. That's when my eyes started getting worse. I had to hand my license in. Lucas's illness, being diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, really broke me, and that's when I went into a real dark place. So for 2 years, I went into a bad depression, and that marriage broke down. So wasn't all happy endings there either. So
Well,
yeah,
something positive. Yeah, I mean, you had your first child, Mia. I've seen a few pictures of her. She seems very beautiful. Tell me about
yeah.
Mia when she was born, and how she is now. Just the type of person she is.
Oh, she's full of fire, that one. She from the moment she was inside my belly, she would kick the shit out of me, and yeah, and she hasn't changed. She's a she's she's beautiful, beautiful girl, gorgeous looking, and as she's getting older into a teenager, she's 15 now, so starting to not be a rebel, but going through those hormonal changes, I guess. I mean, I remember when I was 14, I hated it. So, and I can see the same thing happening with Mia. But no, she's just started work. She's got a job at Harbour Town at the Santuro place, so that's really good. She's starting to earn her own money now, so she's going to understand what the value of that is. Like, instead of going, Mum, can you put $20 in my bank? So it's good that she's got out and she's doing this.
Well, then came Lucas. Aside from his condition, can you tell me about this beautiful young man, like his personality and what he's like?
Yeah, Lucas is he's a beautiful little fellow. He's more placid than Mia, like he hasn't got that fire, like what she has. Yeah, he's more placid, and he just loves hanging out with his mates, and he's obsessed with basketball. So that's his passion. He wants to make it into the NBA, even though he's tiny, but that's his passion. And they're chalk and cheese, really, those two. Yeah.
I mean, Lucas does have cystic fibrosis. Can you tell me about that in terms of what that looks like on a daily basis, what support he needs, and the prognosis moving forward?
Yeah. Cystic fibrosis is, it's a lung disease, but it affects their whole digestive system. His pancreas doesn't work, his liver levels, they're not good. And the mucus, so it's thick, sticky mucus that sticks in their lungs, and he has to have physiotherapy every day to try and move that mucus out of the lungs. And he does nebulizers, he does his PEP where he blows into the PEP. Medication, he's on, lots of medication to keep him alive. So, yeah, it's a really horrible disease. It's awful. It's just awful. So, and this last, 4 weeks has been a battle, because he got this horrid flu that's going around, and he lost a lot of weight. He went downhill, wouldn't eat, and they were on the verge of putting him into hospital for an admission. So when we do go into hospital, they put a PICC line into his arm, which goes up into his heart, and they pump lots of strong antibiotics into them, and that's normally a 2 to 3 week stay when we go in there. So, it's just, it's been a touch and go these last 4 weeks, but I've managed to, he's managed to get some weight back on him, and his lung function is starting to go back up to what it was. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a battle. It's mentally draining as well, because they don't have a long life expectancy, and you see a lot of young ones dying of this disease. And hope there will be a cure for CF one day. Yeah, it's just, I would give anything for him not to have it.
Like my next question for you, I'm actually really nervous asking this question, but I think it's important, and I don't want to bring things really down, but there are a number of families out there doing it real hard, and I'm sure they'd like to know the answer to this. Like, you're a beautiful single mum, you have your own diagnosis that could lead you to be, being fully blind, whilst having a child with a condition that can be fatal. And then you've got a beautiful daughter that's on the side watching all of this. How do you like how do you push on knowing such a grim outcome? I mean, obviously you press on
Mm.
for your kids, but that's a massive weight that's holding you down, Reg.
Yeah, like it's always like it's sitting there on your shoulder. It's never going to go away, on the back of your mind all the time. Like, especially, like, that's why I make the most of every day. I make the most of every day. I look at, like now, the blue skies there, you just don't take for granted of what you can see around you. And, don't take for granted that you can jump in the car and get stuck in traffic. Like, I'd give anything to be stuck in traffic driving. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but just and Lucas's health. Oh gosh, you see so many, yeah, like I said before, young ones that pass away from this disease, but we do the best that we can to keep him strong and healthy, and with the way that he's going with his basketball, and he's about to start a new drug called Trikafta, which got approved finally this year by the Australian government, and that's going to change things up again. Like, this drug's going to really help him, and I can hopefully see him having a longer future. Touch wood.
Yeah.
But I just got to go. I just got to keep keeping on. It's all I can do.
Is there is there plenty of support for you in terms of your family and friend circle?
All my family, they're all down in Tassie. Yeah, they're down there. My sister, she helped out. She came up and looked after the kids. Looked after the kids when I was in the house, which was awesome. And friends, I've got lovely friends around me. Like, they'll ring up and go, Reg, do you need anything? Come over, come for a beer. I've got good friends around me. Yeah, but
all right. So, Big Brother 2022, $250,000. I can imagine that is more than just being a financial blessing for you in terms of bills. I imagine it will bring some and hope and joy into your lives and in the kids.
Oh gosh, look, if this happens, it'd help get a roof over our heads. That's I just want some stability in our lives. I've been renting now for so long, and so many people know how hard it is out there. Like, they've just sold this unit that I'm in now, and it's just that having that horrible sick feeling. You just don't know what's going to happen next, and to have a home for the kids would be awesome. And it'll also help pay for Lucas's medicine that he needs.
Well, Reggie,
have I just lost? Oh, sorry, I thought I lost you then.
No, you're still here. Well, Reggie, you are brave, you're inspirational, you're courageous, and I often thought when I've had my own issues that if Reggie can do it, I can do it. Especially not having all that extra obstacles that you have. So thank you for being you. Good luck in the finale, and thank you for joining me tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I'm super proud of what I achieved in the Big Brother house. I'm really proud of myself, and after doing what I did in those challenges, I can do anything, and so can you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was Reggie, grand finalist of Big Brother 2022, and an inspiring woman. That's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. I'm Aaron Ryan. Check out the other two podcasts with Taras and Johnson on Acast. Enjoy the finale. Good night.